The park ranger area and that area, the park rangers services and the fishing game wardens has been an area that interested me a little bit. I mean, I grew growing up around places like Natchez Trace and a bunch of these state parks. I mean, my sister goes hiking to a bunch of state parks. She loves going to different spots. One of my good friends, he's fishing almost every day he can. He even goes down to Louisiana to go fish. So, you know, those areas have always interested me. I was outdoors a lot as a kid, whether it was just roaming around our property or run around just outside or at games or at parks, such as a couple of parks in Columbia. I've always been outside. My late uncle, he worked for TW. I think it was either one of the parks in Tennessee, or either a park ranger or part of the TWRA. I wish now I got to ask him questions about that, but you know, when you're a kid, you never think about it until now. So, um, but it's always been an area. I'm probably more now leaning into the TWRA game wardens, basically, which is just parts of law enforcement, just the combination of, you pretty much do a third of walking around the parks, make sure cleaning up, make sure everything's looking fine in the park and nothing's going on, to educational stuff, teaching people about the wildlife and how to respect the lands. And then the other third of it's supposed to be law enforcement stuff. I always found that little recently I thought about that more, especially with a couple of my friends. He's one of them going to the military, the other one is a city police officer now. So a couple of things I never really thought about, I never really realized was how many of these people pretty much just did a 180, like they were working. Like he said, he was working up. One guy was working up in New York, and then all of a sudden, was just like, "Yeah, I saw it scroll on Instagram or something." So yeah, I just applied, and I've loved doing it ever since. Um, Personally, what they do, I feel like is extremely important, especially nowadays, and especially looking back in history with how much of the land has just gone for development, whether it's commercial development or just for housing and whatnot. Yes, it's important to have those things to expand, but we've lost. There's so much been lost. Growing up around Nashville and Spring Hill and Columbia, you see it. You see everything that used to be farmland. You saw all the trees. It's all of a sudden get bulldozed, and now you just see new housing complexes, apartment complexes where it used to be wild land. It just makes you wonder, like, how much that has disrupted the ecosystems. So it is a field I've been interested in before. Now, well, I might one. Who knows what the future holds? I might go into it, but as of right now, I'm going to stick with the path I'm on right now. But maybe later down the line, I might change to